Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 87th chapter, text number 47. Iti adyam rishim anamya tat shishyat cha mahatmanah tatah agat ashramam sakshad pituhu द्वैपायनस्य मे इत्याद्यं ऋषिमानस्य तच्छिच्छांश्च महात्मनः ततो गादाश्रमं साक्षात् पतुर्द्वैपायनस्य मे इत्याद्यं ऋषिमानस्य मनम्य इत्याद्मृषिमानम्य तच्छिच्छांश्च महात्मनः ततो गादाश्रमं साक्षात् पतुर्द्वैपायनस्य मे इत्याद्यं ऋषिमानम्य तत् शिष्यांश्च महात्मनः ततो गादाश्रमं साक्षात् पतुद्वैपायनस्य मे पितुर्द्वैपायनस्य मे तच्छिष्यांश्च महात्मनः ततो गादाश्रमं साक्षात् पितुर्द्वैपायनस्य मे माताजी's इत्याद्यं ऋषिमानम्य तत् शिष्यांश्च महात्मनः ततो गादाश्रमं साक्षात् पितुर्द्वैपायनस्य मे इति. Thus speaking, आद्यम क्या हुआ? Please say. इत्याद्यं ऋषिमानम्य तच्छिच्छांश्च महात्मनः ततो गादाश्रमं साक्षात् पितुर्द्वैपायनस्य मे इति. Thus speaking, आद्यम foremost, Rishim, the sage, Narayan Rishi, Anamya, bowing down, Tat, his, Shishyan, to the disciples, Cha, and Mahatmanaha, great saints, Tataha, from there, Narayana Ashrama, Agat, he went, Ashramam, to the hermitage, Sakshat, direct, Pituhu, of the progenitor, Dvaipayanasya, Dvaipayan Vedavyas, me, my. Can we have this pen of this? Translation. Shukadev Goswami continued, after saying this, Narad bowed down to Sri Narayan Rishi, the foremost of sages, and also to his saintly disciples. He then returned to the hermitage of my father Dvaipayan Vyas. There is no purport, so we'll just read the translations of the next verses. 48th verse. Vyasadev, the incarnation of the personality of Godhead, respectfully greeted Narad Muni and offered him a seat, which he accepted. Narada then described to Vyas what he had heard from the mouth of Sri Narayan Rishi. Text 49. Thus I have replied to the question you asked me, O King, concerning how the mind can have access to the absolute truth, which is indescribable by material words and devoid of material qualities. Text 50. Translation goes as follows. He is the Lord who eternally watches over this universe, who exists before, during and after the manifestations. He is the master of both the unmanifest material energy and the spirit soul. After sending forth the creation, he enters within it, accompanying each living entity. There he creates the material bodies and then remains as their regulator. By surrendering to him, one can escape the embrace of illusion. Just as a dreaming person forgets his own body, one who wants liberation from fear should constantly meditate upon him. Lord Hari, who is always on the platform of perfection and thus never subject to material birth. Please hear patiently, is a long, very beautiful purport. By glancing upon the dormant universe at the time of sending forth the Jiva souls into creation, the Supreme Lord provides all their necessities. For those living entities who are fruity workers, He provides intelligence and senses needed to achieve success in material work. For those who seek transcendental knowledge, He provides the intelligence by which they can merge into spiritual effulgence of God, thus attaining liberation. And for the devotees, He provides the understanding that leads them to His pure devotional service. To arrange for these varied facilities, the Lord impels material nature to begin the process of universal evolution. Thus the Lord is Nimitta Karanam, the effective cause of creation. He is also Upadana Karanam, the ingredient cause, in as much as everything emanates from Him and He alone is constantly present before, during and after the manifestation of the created cosmos. Lord Narayan Himself states in Chatushloki Bhagavatam, Aham eva sameva gre nanyadyat sada satparam paschad aham yadetacha yo vasishyate somya aham. It is I, the personality of Godhead, who is existing before the creation when there was nothing but myself, nor was there the material nature, the cause of this creation. That which you see now is also I, the personality of Godhead, and after annihilation, what remains will also be I, the personality of Godhead. Srimad Bhagavatam 2.9.33. Primeval Maya and Jiva may deserve the respective titles of Upadana and Nimitta, causes of creation in a relative sense. But the Lord, after all, is the origin of both of them. Until He chooses to accept the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Jiva is Anushayi. Anushayi means helplessly bound up in the embrace of illusion. When he turns to the Lord's worship, he becomes again Anushayi in a different sense. That is, fallen like a rod to pay obeisances at the feet of the Lord. By that surrender, the soul easily casts illusion aside. Even though the liberated soul may seem to be living in a material body, the connection he has with it is only an external appearance. He pays no more regard to it than a sleeping man pays to his body while busily engaged far and far away in his dream world. Next paragraph. One gives up ignorance by abandoning false identification with one's material body. Sometimes one can achieve this state only by a severe effort that takes many lifetimes. But in some cases, the Lord may show special consideration for one he favors, regardless of how little credit the soul may have earned by a regulated practice. In the words of Sri Bhishmadev, Yam iha nirikshya hatagataha swarupam. Those who simply saw Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their original forms after being killed. Bhagavatam 1.9.39. That even demons like Agha, Baka, Keshi were liberated by Lord Krishna without having performed any spiritual activities is an indication of his unique position as the original personality of Godhead. Knowing this, we should put aside all fear and doubt and give ourselves fully to the process of devotional service. As his final words of commentary of this chapter, Srila Sridhar Swami writes, Sarvashruti Shiroratna Nirajito Padmambujam Bhoga Yoga Padam Vande Madhavam Karminam Rayaha. With their effulgence, the crest dwell among all Shrutis offer arati to the lotus feet of Lord Madhav. I pay homage unto him who bestows the material enjoyment honored by material workers and who also grants divine connection with him, prized by those who bow down to him with reverence. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also takes the opportunity to offer his humble prayer. He bhakta dwari ayam chanchad valadhi rauti vo manak prasadam labatam yasmad vishishtaha sveva nathati. O devotees, this poor creature is standing at your doorway, waving his tail and barking. Please let him have a little prasadam so that he may become exceptional amongst other dogs and get the best masters as his owner. This is ultimate. Here the Acharya makes a pun on his own name, that is Vishi Ishtaha, exceptional. Swa Iva, like a dog. Natha Ati, having a master. Such is the perfection of the Vaishnava community. Vaishnava community ki jai. Om Jnanati Mirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupak Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. With this 50th verse, this chapter comes to an end, entitled The Prayers of the Personified Vedas. Narad Muni, having associated with Narayana Rishi, having got the answer which Shukadev Maharaj is also narrating to Parikshit Maharaj, he came to Vyasadeva's ashram. And then, this is the verse which comes up here. Shukadev Maharaj concludes that thus I have described to you the answer to your question. What was the question? How the mind can have access to absolute truth, which is indescribable by material words and devoid of material qualities. And the answer was that it can be understood by mercy of the Lord, by the process of surrender. No way with limited senses we can grasp the unlimited. the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But still, because Supreme Personality of Godhead is Om Purnamadha Purnamidam, He can even like thread the elephant through the needle hole. In the similar way, He can even make us, the insignificant Jiva souls, conceive Him as He is. It's by a process of devotional service, the most inconceivable Lord can be realized fully. Not by our power of sadhana or efforts, but by being convinced by our desire and our regulated sadhana, Lord may choose to reveal Himself to us. That is why the process of bhakti is very most unique process, because even though there is no much substance in our spirituality, still if our bhav is very pure, if our desire is very pure, if we are sincere in our efforts, we are not duplicitous, we are straightforward and honest people, and we desire very sincerely the mercy of the Lord will choose to show the mercy to us and then reveal Himself to us. He will open all the secrets to us, even though our soul may not be able to contain them, but still, by the mercy of the spiritual master and by the mercy of Vaishnavas, by the dint of the pleasure that we may give to the devotees, the Lord will choose to reveal to us the most wonderful and most confidential realization of His own personality and His own magnanimity and compassion. There is many things which are described in this purport. One is that the Lord is so kind. I was just thinking that the soul has rebelled against the Lord and soul has said, I don't want you. I want to live without you. Enough of it. I will go and live on my own. This kind of mood with which the soul has left. All of us leave sometimes our parents' house. That means there is some anger among both parties. Father is angry on son and son is angry on father. But here, father is not angry on the son. Father is saying, okay, I am fully independent, a big Swarat, and you also minute, a big Swarat. So you choose, no problem. But I am with you. I don't leave you, even though you have chosen to leave me. I will provide you the material world. I will accompany you as Paramatma. I will create a body for you. I will create food for you. I will provide air for you, water for you, shelter for you. I will provide you all the facilities, ingredients for you to manipulate the way you want and desire what you want and do what you want. And then if you are a variety of people, you are a karmi, then I will provide you material activities to yield whatever you want in success as material activity. After some time we may seek liberation from all these sufferings, then I will provide you knowledge and such favorable association so you can get liberation, merge into the effulgence of the Lord. And sometimes if you feel like achieving me again, I will provide you company of Vaishnavas. Don't worry. I am always enveloping you from all sides. Whatever you do, even if you do murders and sinful activities and do all nonsense, still I will cover you up. Still I will keep giving you food and shelter. Is it not true? Even in jail we are put, but still we get some dry rotis there. That is the mercy of the government. They don't starve us to death in jail. Similarly, in this beautiful jail, Durga of material world, although we are rebellious, we are very unscrupulous and we are very sinful, still the Lord is so kind actually. And in the material world, they just make you break stones and throw some rotis on us. But in this particular situation of this Durga, the Lord is not only providing us what we need and guiding us to do whatever we want to do, but is also waiting very patiently when you will come to a right realization and right situation, and also maneuvering to a certain degree to bring you to that realization. We are struggling and rebelling with the Lord's desire, but He is nicely, compassionately and lovingly manipulating the situation so that somewhere, sometime we can come to a understanding that, oh, enough of it. I want to go back to my Lord. And when that happens, He is so eager. He will forget everything what we have done in the past. All the sinful activities, all the rebellious activities, all the envious activities to everybody and to the Lord also. He'll just put everything behind. He'll only see, oh, now he is desiring to come to me. Let me give him all the facilities. And that too, first name, we will chant of the Lord. He will say, everything deleted. All that you have done, I delete. This doesn't happen in the material universe, material government. So this is our Lord. He's so kind. And we were reading in Vrindavan about in 5th chapter of first few verses in prayers. It is explained that even though we are thinking that we are doing things, desiring, planning and acting, and we use our senses like nose, eyes, tongue, hands and legs and all the things to do what we want to do. But in fact, everything is done by the Lord only. Because nothing moves without the desire of the Lord. The Lord is not only control of ourselves, but He also controls Vayu, everything of 5 elements. The demigods controlling the 5 elements, everything He is controlling. So even our movement is governed by Vayu, who is controlled by the Lord. So we think we are doing, but actually He is only doing. Then what is the difference? Difference is our desire. Our desire is not matching with His desire. That's why we actually get into a situation which is called suffering. Otherwise, if our desire is one with the Lord, anyway Lord is doing everything through His agencies that we think we are doing. But if we just merge our desire with His desire, then that situation called suffering turns into happiness. Turns into a blissful condition which is constitutional to our nature. We have left the Lord because we think that we don't want Lord because I will find my own happiness. I know how to find my happiness. But we are pleasure seeking eternally. Anandamayo bhyasat. But that pleasure seeking tendency is put in some wrong direction. Then the happy situation that we are looking for actually is gifted to us as a suffering and misery. The simplest formula which is mentioned over here is to surrender to the Lord. 2 words are mentioned here. Nimitta karanam and upadana karanam. That means He is the effective cause of all creation and He is also in His creation in upadana. That means He is the person who desires and creates. So He is the source. Then whatever He creates is also in that also. That is upadana. That means He is ingredient also in His creation. Not only as form of Paramatma with you, but also all the elements that He has created in the body as a body is also Him only. And He runs the show. How we prove that? I can choose to eat gulab jamun. But once it goes down my throat, I can't call it back, to give it back. Then everything afterwards happens by the mercy of the Lord and power of the Lord and power of the material nature, which is empowered by the Lord only. So that way we are simply a machine which is not in control of us. I want to go in the morning and clear my bowels, but it's not happening. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. I want to go and sleep in the night, but today I could not sleep only. I don't know why I couldn't sleep. And next day, I'm just falling whole day asleep only. I don't know what is happening. So to that extent, we are not in control. I want to go and exam and crack everything which I have studied. But I go to exam and I don't remember anything. And after the exam, I give paper in the hand of examiner. Then everything I remember. What I should have written in the exam. Is it not happening to your life? Every time this happens. I want to do something. Things are much beyond control. I want to go and catch a train and train is 8 hours delayed. I want to go and attend some meeting in Delhi and the flight is delayed because of fog. What to speak of our body which we think we own. Everything else around us is also out of our control and still we think we are the controllers. This is the biggest irony of this world. Nothing actually is in our control, but still we think we are controllers of everything I survey. My wife, my children, my family, my property, my bank account, my work, my office, my department. It's in my control. But the fact is, nothing is in our control. Except one small thing. That is the capacity to desire something. But that capacity, although it appears minute and insignificant, is a very powerful rudder. If that desire is directed in right direction, it can turn hell into heaven. It can turn misery into happiness. It can turn all the existence of suffering into existence of happiness and bliss. Simply by the desire. And the Lord is also kind enough to direct your desire, that is always trying to give you some association of devotees somewhere. Even they were hardcore karmis. I remember even the greatest Gunda of our childhood time also had come to Radha Vallabh temple in Vrindavan one time. Biggest Gunda at my childhood. But I've heard the full story, how he came to Vrindavan. I was wondering, what has made him come to Vrindavan? Only by the mercy of the Lord he must have come. And it was so hot in that season that he came for some time and then he ran away. He couldn't bear the heat of the Vrindavan. But that fragmental association of Vrindavan must have caused him great benefit. And today he is not as much as Gunda as he was before. That also we know. With this same current example, we can read what is given in purport here. People like Baka, Agha, Keshi and so many other demons. They have not done any great tapasya or any regulation or any sadhana. But just because the Lord saw them and Lord chose to touch them and kill them, they were given the ultimate situation of liberation in the Golok Vrindavan. All the warriors who fought against Krishna and Krishna's party, whom Krishna sided, just because they were killed in front of Krishna in his vision, perimetry vision, they were all given liberation. Such is our Lord, please understand. Although we are sinful, He is still waiting for giving us opportunity, where He can connect us with Him and pull us to Him and save us from the illusion. But we want to, the one nice word used in the purport, embracing the illusion. We are nicely embracing the illusion, and the illusion also is nicely embracing us. Nice example is given when we sleep and we are venturing in the dream, somewhere in the sky, we are meeting some beautiful goddess who is giving happiness to us and misty atmosphere. Do we care that time of the body that we are having in the Bombay, sleeping on the bed in some 10 by 12 bedroom? We are not bothered about that body. We are simply enjoying the illusion that we have. But when the dogs start barking and the dream gets broken, you are back to that 6 by 2 bed in the small house. So however tightly we embrace the illusion hits you nicely, regularly, but still we choose to go to illusion again and again. And the illusion is that I am this body, I am the controller. The only method which is explained here, one can give up the ignorance by abandoning false identifications with one's material body. And then, when we choose to surrender to the Lord, then immediately by the mercy of the Lord, all the illusion is dispelled. Everything is very clear, instantly. Like when the Trinavarta came, it was like complete illusion. You don't know what is going on. You couldn't see anything 1 inch beyond your eye. That was the condition of Brajvasis. But as soon as Trinavarta was killed, instantly everything was clear. And they could see Trinavarta dead and then Krishna on his body and around his neck playing nicely, blissfully. Instant. So, it's only matter of calling the Lord. As soon as we call the Lord, all the illusion will be dispelled. This is the mercy of the Lord. Although we have not served Him or given Him up or rebelled against Him for lifetimes after lifetime, we don't know when we began the whole story. But still, He is so kind that He is instantly ready, willing, compassionately to remove all the illusion from our lives, which we don't deserve actually. If we were to go by the law of karma, it will take equal number of years and equal number of births to actually come to the realization that we may be having it today. But all that, He cuts it short into one moment. The moment when we choose to surrender to Him. To accept His will as my will. To accept His will as our will. That is the secret actually. And then what he does, to favor you to come to that situation, to favor all of us to come to that situation, is actually it is making my desire one with his desire. He also provides us association of sincere devotees, constantly waiting for us. Somehow he puts us into the association. Like that Gunda went to Vrindavan. He associated with Radhishlal Goswami Maharaj for a while. Such a sweet, mellow devotee, always charms you with his loving sentiment of devotion. That kind of association the Lord is always making follow you somewhere, wherever you go. We may not respond to it, may not look at it, but available association is always there. Moment our desires are turned in towards Him, immediately everything becomes manifest in front of your eyes. And you may say, I met this person so many times before. I never took him seriously. Gosh, maybe I could have taken him seriously long back when I met him for the first time. So much of waste of time could have been saved. But nonetheless, it is never too late. And the Lord will make us achieve the perfection of life even within that short time after we decide to take this association seriously. So, the Acharyas are explaining here, Bhishma Deva is explained here, Sridhar Swami is explaining here, that I pay my homage unto him who bestows material enjoyment to material workers and who grants the divine connection with him, prized by those who bow down to him with reverence. How much it takes to bow down? For a person who is fully in material illusion, it's a great difficult activity to bow down. It's an impossible thing to bow down when you have a tight ego. Can you make a balloon which is tightly filled with air bow down? No, it has to be diffused. Then only you can fold it. You can bow down. So we are like that tight air balloon which just rolls but cannot bow down. But as soon as we become devotees, bowing down becomes so simple. Devotees, the true devotees, real devotees, they have no problem in saying sorry, really begging pardon, fall at the feet, 50 times, 101 times, again and again. Again and again they make mistakes, but again and again they don't have any problem in bowing down. That flexibility is very precious actually. The flexibility of the self-respect. If it helps you to go close to the Lord, we execute that flexibility and do the needful. Because the devotees, by the company of sincere devotees, have the fortune of understanding that ultimately where we are going to carry all this ego, till what extent ultimately the ego will be crushed into pieces. Again, it will be collected back and going into the next body, and again we carry on with the ego. But finally it has to be crushed. There will be no happiness till the ego is crushed. We are learning again and again. Our Gurudev is again and again repeating, Trinadapi Sunichena, Trinadapi Sunichena. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, this is the crest jewel of all the instructions. This is like an ornament which one devotee has to wear in his neck regularly when he lives his spiritual life. This shines in front of everybody, in the middle of millions of devotees. Somebody who is humble, he naturally shines. And because of that natural shine of humility, the Lord gets attracted to that personality. What is Lord going to get impressed by? Nothing that we have, Lord can get impressed by. Everything is given by Him. As we said, the Pancha Mahabhuta, the hands and the legs and the brain, the eyes and tongue, everything He has given. The facilities around you He has given. Achievement of money or prestige or whatever position we have, results we have, He has given. Then if you try to show that to Him as great thing, how it is going to be impressing to Him? Because it's all He only has given us. So we cannot impress Him by those things which He has given to us as our own things and try to show off in front of Him. He will keep laughing. But what will impress Him is the humility. Because that is something which is ours, which we choose to exhibit. The respect that we show to others. And finally we desire, when we surrender our desire to the Lord, that is what is going to impress Him. Because that is very original attribute of the soul, which can be very impressive, attracted to the Lord. The moment we decide to bow down to the Lord with reverence, with humility, the Lord's attention will come to us. And what will happen when His attention will come to us through the medium of humility? then all that is binding to us for all the lifetimes can be broken instantly, can be forgiven by the Lord. He will not take it seriously. It is said that like Guru Maharaj is always looking at us, and through his X-ray vision he sees all the ocean of faults in us. And imagine if that puts him off, and he just say, I feel disgusted looking at you. I go away from you. I don't want to do anything with you. It's too much for me to bear to see the ocean of faults that you have. But what is his compassion? He sees that one spark in one corner that desires to get away from all this dirt in the heart. He sees that simple little desire in the corner, the flame, the spark, and he kindles that spark. And he makes it into a flame, makes it into a fire, and that particular fire will burn all the ocean of faults. And what remains is that beautiful desire to serve the Lord. If he were to only look at the ocean of faults, then we will be all doomed. This is the quality of the Lord which the Sri Guru Maharaj imbibes. And much more so than the Lord, because Guru is more merciful than the Lord also. At one point maybe Lord may not like us so much, but the Guru Maharaj will still embrace us. And like Radharani, like Lalita Devi. Lord may not look at you, but then Radharani may look at you. And Lalita Devi, on the instruction of Radharani, also may pick you up and offer ourselves to Radharani. Radharani may shelter us and prepare us and make us offerable to the Lord. And then Lord may look at us. So Guru Maharaj is in that category, Nityananda group and Radharani group. More merciful than the Lord also. So see how much arrangements the Lord has done. He has also sent the pure devotee who is more merciful than him also for our salvage. What we have to do is only accept the mercy that has been available, be grateful for it, be thankful for it. And thus by the dint of his compassion, we can resurrect ourselves and go back home to situate ourselves constitutionally in the best position that we were already in. So this personality called Sri Guru is the greatest mercy of the Lord. Along with all these upadana, nimitta karanam, upadana karanam, all creation, all provisions, all facilities of sustenance, everything that he has done. Above all is the mercy of the Lord in the form of Sri Gurudev. I will like to share one nice story which one Brijvasi shared with me. That Brijvasi called me and told me, sit, I want to tell you the power of surrendering to Guru. So, this is a story of that Brijvasi, her name is Ma Shanti Devi. She resides at Kusum Sarovar. And she told me that her husband, Pujari ji, she would call him, but his name is Babulal Sharma. He was, before their marriage, 14 years old in the one village in Govardhan. And simple boy, Brijvasi parents, he was a Brahminical family. So Bharatpur king, would take parikrama of Govardhan regularly. And one time around Govardhan parikrama, he went to their house straight. The king walked in their house and said, I want somebody from your Brahminical house to worship Radha Ban Bihari ji. In those days, Radha Ban Bihari temple, which is now at Kusum Sarovar, that time also, it had actual deity of Radha and Krishna, which was Krishna braiding her hair and putting flowers and Veni Guthan Lila. The deity was there actually. That deity was stolen in the course of time. So, today we don't have deities, we have Govardhan Shilas depicting the same pastime as deities. In those days, deities were there. So he wanted to have some pujari. He wanted to pay them, employ them, look after them. So, first very hesitant, who will go, everything. But then, the king was very loving and very kind. He said, I will look after you, don't worry. So his father lent him. He said, after saying yes, he said, I will first take you to Kamyavan and get you initiated by one guru. Then you will be eligible to serve the deities. So the king took him, with him, to Kamyavan and met him with a pure devotee of the Lord there, Brijvasi, and got him initiated. And then brought him to Radha Ban Bihari temple. And then started paying him also, official government. And many other people, guards and servants and other assistants were also employed there. Some more pujaris also were employed later on. So there was a big team there, 15, 20 devotees on behalf of the king looking after the very ancient temple of Radha Ban Bihari Ji. Now Guruji had told him that this is your mission and you'll have to serve the deities as my order and Krishna's desire. And he took up to his heart and he went there. First, he went as an employment because there was no employment, so he went there. But after Guru's instruction, he took it very seriously and he developed so much attachment to serving the deities. And of course, it gave him such immense joy. 75 years that person picked up flowers from Kusum 1, made garlands and offered to Radha Ban Bihari. The Leela there, what is the Leela there? Same thing. Picking up flowers, washing them, making nice garlands, variety of combinations, and offering to Krishna, and Krishna will offer to Radharani, decorate her hair very beautifully. That is the eternal pastime there. So he did that service for 75 years of his life. Till 89 years he lived. But what I am trying to tell you is, in between, British rule came. And British rule abolished all the kingly situations, All the samsthaniks, everything was abolished by them. The kings, yesterday king, today became Mr. Nobody. Wealthy person, but no more being king. They had to give up their kingmanship and they had to become like ordinary citizens. So naturally, when they were not anymore kings and the government was controlling, then the salary also stopped. The salary source itself became defunct. And from where salary will come? So you can imagine a situation came, you are paid for all the time, all these years, and suddenly a situation came where no more salary will come from tomorrow. Do whatever you like. You are free to do whatever you want. And everyone, the guards and the assistants and the servants and the co-pujaris, everybody left. And only Babulal Pujari left behind. Alone. He had full faith in the words of Guru. With no support, no visible source of income coming in front from him. But he said, my Guruji has given me order to take care of the deities and serve them. I will stay here and serve. By the time he was married also with Shanti Devi. Both of them were wondering what to do. But they kept serving, kept picking up flowers, kept making garlands, kept offering to Krishna. And till today, till he passed away, she was telling me that, look at the power of Guru, look at the power of instruction of Guru, look at the power of taking shelter of Guru, the process of taking shelter of Guru. There was no dearth. Till today I am staying here. I am an old lady. I have never worked. Neither I have worked before now, nor I can work now. Now I can't even take care of myself. But she said she got a dream one day. In the dream she saw very beautiful foreigners raising their hand and dancing at the bank of Kusum Sarovar. Like Thakur Bhakti Vinod saw one day from his house across Jalangi. Many people of many colors raising their hands and chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. She saw in a dream many white-bodied foreigners, effulgent-looking people dancing with some leader in between at the banks of Kusum Sarovar. And also another dream she saw that an aeroplane came from the sky and alighted one young girl. And it was indicated to her that she will serve you and she will take care of you. By this time when she got the dream, when the second dream, already her husband had passed away. When the first dream came, husband was still there. And lo and behold, immediately after the dream, of course whatever way she woke up, immediately after that event, Scotland devotees came there and offered them. They were so impressed with the service which Babulal Sharma was doing and his wife was doing there. They said, can we stay here and serve you and help you? But initially they were hesitant because foreigners, don't know what kind of mentality they have, what kind of motive they have. They were a little hesitant with local understanding. But they were so sincere. So many 15-20 devotees started staying there and started taking care of the deities on their own. You can imagine Scotland, minus 20 degrees temperature is there and most of the year it is cold. So hardly any summer is there. Am I right? Even in England, some places are there where summer is there, but Scotland is like freezing cold. From there, they came to a situation of 50 degrees centigrade in the summer seasons. And they were stayed there. And then the husband passed away after some time. I have met him, Babulal Sharma, in 1986 in the first Vrindavan Yatra. And then after the husband passed away, This second dream came. And from there came Palindri Devi Dasi. And she started serving. So initially, Gurudev or Palindri Devi said that you stay here and take care of Mataji. My desire is to serve the Mataji. But she said, no, I don't want foreigner girl, she's from South Africa and British origin. I don't want to take any risk. Who knows what is the purpose here? I don't know. But still she kept coming every day by car, morning 8 o'clock, serve whole day and go in the night because not allowing her to stay there. And then finally after many days of doing the up and down, staying somewhere, coming by car and serving whole day, somehow she was convinced that this is a very genuine person. Then she said, okay, you start staying here. And today, by the arrangement of situations, everybody has fled away. But still Palindri Devi and that one devotee Nityananda Mahajan Prabhu is still staying there. And Ma Shanti Devi is very proudly was telling, because my husband surrendered to the desire of Guru, everything was fine. Till today everything is taken care by the Lord. Difficulties are there, definitely everybody has difficulties. But essentially we are sheltered over here. And that is the power of Guru. Now Babula Sharma is no more, the Guru also is no more physically. But even though Guru lives physically, like Srila Prabhupada is no more physically with us, but you know how much more he is there with us through his instructions, through his mercy, through the maneuvering of our life, controlling our life and protecting and sheltering our life. Today also we are not so much physically close to Gurudev, but the instruction that Gurudev gives us all the power to continue our life, life after life after life. That's why we say there is a Janme Janme Prabhu se. It's not only one lifetime connection of lifetimes after lifetime. We have to only have faith that by following his instruction, we get complete shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. And one who has achieved complete shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord by the dint of following the instruction of Gurudev, he is free from all bhaya. One line came in the purport. If all of us are completely wrapped in fear in this life, what will happen? What will happen in this situation? What I will do? But all the fear is eradicated the moment we surrender to the instruction of Gurudev. Because surrendering to instruction of Gurudev means to surrender at the lotus feet of the Lord. And the two lotus feet of the Lord are the source of Abhaya. Abhaya Charana Ravindare. And once the fear goes away, what comes? Only happiness comes. What is preventing happiness is the fear that we have. And the fear comes only because of false ego. Because of false identification and attachment to things which are illusory. The source of all fear. The moment you say yes to Gurudev, immediately all fear is mitigated. One becomes nirbhay, completely fearless. And on the platform of fearlessness, with continuity of following instruction of Gurudev, only happiness and bliss follows. So what they have tried to explain in this verse is a situation which is very tempting, very attractive to all of us, which is desirable by all of us, which is our constitutional nature, is to be blissful in service to Krishna. And for that, we have to only say, yes sir. Yes sir, to Gurudev and to Krishna. So, thank you very much for patiently listening. If there is any questions, I would like to answer in my capacity. Any comments are there? Yes, Prabhu.